Hello, hello, whoever's joining. Hello, the Ansik. You came immediately. Holy crap. Hold on, just managing some stuff. How's it going? I'm alright. I'm just, getting my bearings back with streaming, I guess. How are you doing? Damn, when did the stream start? Literally, like, just a minute ago. 99 seconds, yeah, you didn't miss anything. Crazy, they just opened YouTube. Yeah, you and the Ansik joined immediately. I was gonna ask, do you guys have like a bell thing, like a notification system from YouTube to tell you when I'm streaming? That was instante. Rocco stream is so back. Yes, indeed. I'm streaming a little bit earlier in the day in my time because I want to see, like if my audience is really like so European dominated, because I think it is mostly European dominated. So I'm just here to like see that. No, this is just the first video on my homepage. Oh, awesome! I'm pleased to be the first video on your homepage. I hope the videos have been peak as per usual. I really do hope that's the case. Am indeed European. Yeah, I should do a poll on like everyone's continent. Honestly, in my Discord server, I mean. I don't know if you could do polls on YouTube. Love watching tech. I will never use. Antarctica, beast. Okay. For me, it's like 9 p.m. Only time I can't see your streams is like 5 a.m. That's fair. I usually stream late at night my time, which is probably morning time your time, Ansik, all things considered. Sorry, got the Terminate theme from Helldiver stuck in my head. Too much fun doing nothing. Dude, I hate Molten Freddy so much. He kills me. What the heck does that mean? What is Molten Freddy? This is... Hopped on ULTRAKILL Cybergrind and holy shit, I'm rusty as hell. Happens to the best of us. Way too much Hollow Knight. Yeah, me personally, there was like a night where I literally couldn't get past like wave 75, and my starting wave was wave 70, so I couldn't get 5 waves past. And that's when I realized it's nice to have a Cybergrind night. 5 nights at ULTRAKILL. Best wave is 57. Hello, Liminal. Limmy. Very nice 57 wave. Best 61, but I struggle to get past 40 now. That's very fair. Only request push be reviewed. I will do yours first. I promised I would do yours, so I'm gonna do it. Yo, Infernal, I'm glad you catch a stream. This is exciting. The #1 player in my heart. Do you think double or triple jackhammer is worth it? I find it really good to use, but pro boosting is so much harder. Yeah, it is a lot harder to pro boost whenever you have double jackhammer. I think generally speaking, the best shotgun is sawed-on, so this is probably like the best loadout. But in general, I'm always gonna rock triple jackhammer. Both are good. How can you record videos? I mean, I just use OBS. If you just look up OBS, it's got like a whole thing right here. Got like all these things I can pull up. I can show you guys my mouse and keyboard. But yeah. Basically, you just click start recording or start streaming, and it's easy like that. If you want a tutorial on how to use OBS, it's mostly simple. But yeah, you could just go online, look up OBS tutorial. Also, is the audio balancing good? Should I turn anything up or down? What FOV is this? Yeah, it's 160, those who know. I'm not even running now rail. My stupid ass. Turn the game down a little bit and yourself up. Alright, let me turn my gain up. Is that better? Did I get a little bit louder for you guys? Core sniper screwdriver? Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit beasted, just so you guys know. Warning everyone here, I hit my cores with screwdrivers. So I'm on a laptop, I don't know how to put vids into Discord. Oh, yeah. So you can download OBS on your laptop, and you can just record your gameplay and upload it to YouTube unlisted or public, whatever you want, and then submit the link. For that easy, really. OBS drops my FPS from 140 to... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's some better recording softwares out there, but OBS is just what I use. To tell you the truth. I know, I don't have a good answer for you, but you could probably look up, like, what are the least taxing recording softwares out there, and then you'll find, like, you know, top 3 that you might use. Can't guarantee they'll be free, though. Use fraps? I don't even know what that means. Frames per second, but weird. If you're on a Windows 11, you can just use the snipping tool if you don't care about quality. Personally, I care about quality just a little bit. At least 480p is nice and some okay bitrate. But I've watched worse stuff, to tell you the truth. I don't really want to like gatekeep people with like worse computers from submitting ULTRAKILL stuff. So yeah. Oh, and also, just so you guys know, you want to make sure all your performance settings are good. I've turned everything off. This is just for preference sake. This isn't for performance. I just like when things look clear and easy to see. So everything looks more or less clear to me. Also, look at the difference in FOV. It's crazy. Hey, can you tell me about doing coin punch? I have 223 hours and I still can't get it. So basically, you can't punch the coin until it flashes. So, do you know what a split coin is? Basically, when you throw a coin, it does a little flash, right? Like a little yellow thingy. You can't punch the coin until it flashes, and then you can punch the coin after it's flashed. You want to be able to punch the coin into where you're going to be. So if I walk backwards and throw the coin, okay, mess it up sometimes, but if I walk backwards and throw the coin, I can punch it consistently. But also if I'm doing a long jump, I can do the same thing. If I just wait for the flash, it's kind of like a timing thing. You can do the same thing with whiplash. Right? Whatever direction you're moving, you're able to punch the coin after the flash. As long as you maintain momentum in that direction, you will always be able to coin punch. It's like 12 AM broccoli worth it. Heck yes. Try playing on... You know what? I'm gonna do one level on 45 FOV. Oh my god. I'm acknowledging the design of the Sisyphean insurrectionist for the first time ever. It's so cool. Look, my DPI got slowed. There you go. For some reason, whenever I quit out of a level, my DPI, like... Do 1E. No, I'm not doing 1E. Screw you. I'm gonna do Halls of Sacred Remains. This is awful. I worry for people who join to see this. Oh. Oh. I don't even know when I'm touching the floor. The heck? That guy went through the wall. I can't see anything. I can't do this. I'm quitting this after this room. Can't hit coins. Screw this. Hell no. Let's go to what default FOV is like 100, right? I think. No, it's not 100. It's 110. This feels unnatural. I think this is default FOV. This is playable. Yeah, generally my rule is anything less than 100 is buns. Type of FOV, base setting Doom used to have. I have new PB, nice. New 26, sicko mode. I'm just gonna kill the hideous mess and start with the recordings. Hey, really? Thank you, Maurice. You me. Hello. Goodbye. Yay! Broccoli Gaming. Now get me off of this awful FOV. I can't stand it. Anyway. Sorry, I don't want to leave you on this ugly screen for too long. Let me pull up Lemmy's gameplay. Lemmy. Gibby. Wave 71, right? I believe this is it. Yep, wave 71. Alright. Oh, you're starting on wave 60? Okay. So you want me to see your high level stuff then? Gotcha. Let's see what you have to say. So Lemmy says, I finally did it. I beat my PB of 60 and broke the 1K. The 1K. Oh, top 1K? Really? Okay. The video is a bit hard to see because of the low bitrate, but luckily it's high enough not to be complete mush. Awesome. I was making a lot of dumb, panic, tunnel vision decisions, but overall I'm pretty proud of my score. Unfortunately, I was a dumbass and ended the recording before the score screen, but you can see the wave on the top left. This is only the beginning of my journey into the Cybergrind. You got roughly 400 hours. Did not have mic, okay. Did, however, use mods, only cosmetic ones, however. Just wanted to recolor my arsenal. Sick. Screen anonymity, I'm Lemmy. Here's my YouTube. Let's see what kinds of YouTube videos you make. Oh, yeah. Lemmy here does musical covers. Actually, really good. Really good covers. I've listened to some of these in Discord calls with Lemmy in the Discord server. These are really good. I definitely recommend checking them out, especially the Ultra Church cover. This one's really good. But yeah, that's Lemmy for you. I'm gonna subscribe actually. I want to know when you're posting. Yeah, you definitely gotta check out the Ultra Church cover. I had to reset my Windows because apparently I had 3 virtues and 9 crypto miners on my PC. Now I have to get all the damn secrets again. Damn, that's very unfortunate. Yeah, you get a shout out. What can I say? Here on the Broccolite stream, we're bountiful with attention and energy. Okay? I supply the demand. Anyway, so this is some higher level gameplay. You die before sort of like the wall, so to speak, and the wall is generally like wave 70 to 90. There's more to read. Oh, that's right. Oops, clicked on something else. Jackhammer Acolyte. Jackhammers are awesome, and I've single-handedly propelled my score from 40 to 60. Heck yes. And now with the final swap to triple jackhammers, 70. Amen. No, I'm glad you told me, Lemmy. I love what I'm hearing here. What I want to improve. I'd love to improve my movement. How do I get hit less? How do I not let hard damage stack without the screwdriver? How do I stop running out of dashes? Okay. How do I deal more damage? At times, it feels like I just float helplessly in the air and let enemies kill me. So I want to learn some advanced tech to increase my damage output. I want my playstyle to seem graceful, if that makes sense. Haha. Perfect. Alright. Is there anything you'd like to say right now as, being in the chat and all? Okay, dude, the Ultra Trevor is peak, liminal, amazing work. Yes, it's very good. You should definitely subscribe to Lemmy. Jackhammer Supremacy, yes. That's what you want to say? Okay. And also, this run is a little old now, but it's my highest. Yeah, I know you've played a bit since then, but Yeah, I guess let's just get started then. Audio seems good. Alright. Hitting red gauges and guttermen. Oof. Alright, so noticing something immediately. Let me quickly just make sure I'm understanding correctly. Yeah, alright. So here's something you're definitely doing wrong. Already I'm noticing that you like to dash out of your jackhammer hit stop. It's not a super big problem to do that. Sometimes it is the right play. However, if you do it like frequently, like it becomes a default, you end up spending a lot of stamina doing so. So like let's say after this, when you only have 2 stamina bars to react to like the Mind Flare, I don't know if there's a sentry in here and any other threats, right? You only have 2 stamina to react to that. If a Mind Flare comes up and punches you, and you only have 1 stamina bar to get back on the map, you're in big trouble. Mind Flare can teleport on top of your rocket if you're rocket riding. If you try to whiplash back on, that can be even more trouble. How long will you be streaming? I want my run reviewed, but I don't know if I'll still be here. Speaking of, you gotta go? Okay, see ya. I don't know how long I'll be streaming. We'll see. But you can catch the next stream if you're in the server. But I do want to watch more because maybe you don't always do that. Generally speaking, if you want to land where you were when you did the jackhammer hit, let me go to the sandbox. Want to land where you were? Look down. You will always land down at your feet. You can also slide out of it after doing that. So you have a lot of options when it comes to movement with the jackhammer. So like if I just go here, look down, slide this way, alright? Obviously you want to be hitting red gauges more often, but I understand that if you're breaking your PB, you can often panic with the jackhammer, which is unfortunate, right? Jackhammer is a very delicate weapon. Very delicate art. So that would be my first suggestion, is if you want to stand still, instead of dashing to avoid a backblast, look in a direction that won't get you in trouble. Like also you can go here, up against this wall, right? Think about your environment and how you can use it to your advantage with a backblast. So that's my first tip so far. It's mostly like an advanced jackhammer thing. Yeah, you gotta get off the map. Hold on. There you go. Mind Flare fight wasn't terrible. I mean, you kind of understood what you needed to do. It was a matter of execution, I think. Alright, yeah. Big no-no there. You do not want to be wasting your rail cannon on a hideous mass. That's one of the biggest benefits of the hold on, kill this guy. One of the biggest benefits of the jump saw, which you're using, you're running neuron activator, right? Biggest benefits, you can easily get this going, right? Easy insta kill. Whenever a hideous mass spawns, you usually wanna, here, let me make him see me. You can always get a nice tail attach. And you don't even need to use your blue saws if you want, but they're very effective against them. So it's a very good idea to just get your saw value. Yeah, this one didn't die for some reason. But usually, they will just die to a combo like that. Another thing you can do as well, when you know a hideous mass is going to spawn, oh, whoops. This is from my video, actually. This Maurice. I used this as a save state for my video. But you can actually, when you anticipate that a Hideous Mass is going to spawn on a wave, because generally there's like, I think like 5 different waves that they can actually spawn on, you can put oil in the place that he would spawn, so that when he does spawn, he dies really fast. It's basically a guaranteed kill fire plus saws with the jump saw. So definitely don't waste your rail cannon. I don't know what the other kinds of threatening enemies are in this map currently. Okay, it seems like you're mostly unscathed, so it wasn't too bad. You didn't get punished for it. But if there was like insurrectionists on this map, that would have spelled a lot of trouble. Okay, that's another thing. A lot of people don't quite understand what makes the jump saw good. Because a lot of people will see like that, right? Like if there's a large clump of enemies, and you're trying to hit this one guy with saws, it's really hard to do, right? It doesn't quite work. What you're supposed to do is... Hold on, let me kill these guys. Ah! What you're supposed to do with the jump saw is you see these guys spawning in first. You can get the jump saw off on him early. I did it wrong, because normally there's like ledges and stuff that I can play on, but... here. Like, there's 2 Serbs that spawn. You can target him first as all of the enemies are spawning in with the jump saw saws to preserve your blue saws, which you can then use on another jump start target, right? Let's say all these guys have finally spawned in. Now it's time to bust out the blue saws, because they will pierce. And you get a lot of value with your blue saws now. Another thing as well, all the Serbs, you know, if there's a lot of enemies that are dead, very few enemies, it's just like, let's say, 1 insert. You're not going to have any blue saws by this time if you're spamming conduction. So if you have 1 insert, you're going to be really happy that you had your jump start. See right there, he just died to like easy mode. Because inserts are often one of the last enemies on the map. So take that into account. Use the jump start in the beginning of the wave or in the end of the wave. That's generally how I would use it. Otherwise, use your blue saws in the middle section when enemies are clumped on top of each other to get your jump start target. So yeah, that's my suggestion. So what you're saying is use the jump saw on single enemies and bust out the blue saws on big clumps or heavy enemies. Yes. The blue saws are your most versatile saw. So generally speaking, you want to use them on, like if you want to kill a heavy enemy really quickly, use it on an insert. But if you are low on blue saws, like you only have 1 or 2, you can only drop 1 or 2 before you can throw out your jump start, and you're going to need more. So that's why the jump saw is good in that position. Hey, Equinox. Yeah, let's continue. Yeah, because you got to remember that enemies spawn in, like, procedurally. They don't spawn in all at once. So when a wave first starts, there's very few enemies left in the arena before the arena actually gets clogged. So that's when you can get a lot of jumpstart value. Yeah. Smooth sailing from here. Yeah, I can tell you're nervous. These are not shots you would normally miss, I feel. Okay. Yeah, SSJ is definitely interesting there. I'd say the moment you see that there's idols that spawn in, let alone a sentry, you don't know the sentry's here yet. The moment you see idols spawn in, you want to get to the map ASAP, or at least you want to practice getting into that habit. Cause yeah, you're basically, you spend like, you don't even slam down yet. Yeah, you don't even slam. So in all that time, let's say an insert had spawned on this wave or Virtues had spawned on this wave, you would have been fucked. You would have been fucked royally if you were up there. Obviously, you probably would have had a greater sense of urgency in that case, but you want to get in the habit in the first place of being close to these idols when you know they've spawned in. Gotcha. Yeah, and just a small thing. You do know that you can destroy idols with the jackhammer, right? Because this is an old recording. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, nothing terribly wrong with the macro going on. Nice, Maurice him. Okay, good. You do know. All right, now here are the inserts. Yeah, and clearly you're experiencing a sense of urgency now that the inserts are here. God, the blood is making it so difficult to see anything. Yeah, you already got the conduction proc, but that was hard to tell honestly with all the blood and the lack of sound. So I don't blame you for not paying too much attention and using your E-rail. Alright, good. Yep, fire and conduction did it all. Excuse me. Oof. Oof. Yeah, okay. Again, once you know that there's sentries, something that can kill you from anywhere on the map, you want to slam down ASAP. And preferably, in this position, I don't know how comfortable you are with rocket riding, you want to get to the side of the map. Like, to this side right here, because none of these, well, this one can see you actually. This is probably better, but generally speaking, you want to get to one of these sides, maybe underneath the map if you're that comfortable. And then rocket ride back up if you can. Or whiplash, because this guy's close to the edge, so you could probably whiplash back up too if you want. Yeah, because now you've used all your dashes, and coming back is a struggle. You're lucky that these Serbs are knocking up these sentries right now, interrupting them. Another nice thing too is that if there's Serbs on the map, or insers, their shockwaves will knock up sentries, so if you are close to the Serbs, it's a free bonus. Sentries won't shoot you if they're in the same vertical plane. You didn't get the conduction value, unfortunately. Interesting. I kind of like the play. Nice, yeah. Just get them in a cramped room and there's nothing they can do. Just, you gotta hit your parries and you gotta heal. Yeah, I think your macro there was pretty good. It was just execution, yet again. Like I said. You wanted to get them into this cramped area here. Knowing that there's no virtues, knowing that there's no sentries, knowing that there's no ferrymen. You can get all of the insers and the mind flayers to clump on top of each other and basically kill each other really quickly. All you really needed was just a good jump saw combo, which you unfortunately didn't pop, but it would have done you a lot more favors if you did. But I saw that you were trying to do it, so I don't really feel like it's worth criticizing. Good call with the overheat. Got the rocket conduction value. This is pretty tactical. Knowing all those Maurices are in the center, you're playing sort of on the edges where they can't hit you. And also where they will be killing enemies that are passerbys trying to kill you. Yeah, this is pretty good. Is doing the fast arm swaps thing on homing projectiles worth it? I'd say so. It gets 2 out of the way, and I mean I think it's like what, 9 damage per? If you can hit them on 2 different enemies. Yeah, these sentries are basically useless currently. Yeah, you want to keep this Gutterman alive as long as you can. Oh, never mind. There's so many more. Yeah, if there's stalkers and there's only like 1 Gutterman that spawns and like a bunch of Serbs are really hard to heal off of, like with parries and whatnot. So when they're sanded, but like if there's very few more Reeses and Gutterman on the map, you want to preserve it as much as possible. Not that that was a challenge you faced here, but just in case you do. Yeah, I think one thing I'll suggest, you use your pistols very aggressively. I think you want to use your pistols like whenever you're not doing anything, like for instance like using coins whenever you're not doing anything. And then try to, oh geez, this is bad. Yeah, you want to preserve this Maurice if you can. Oh, never mind, I think the Gutterman killed everyone. Yeah, now you kill him. What was I saying though? Yeah, I think you want to use your pistols less. You have a lot of options when it comes to range, especially with the Korjek Jackhammer. But you do seem to want to play more aggressively more often than not. Learning Death Stars is going to be really beneficial for you if you do want to play more from a range. Ooh. Pretty easy wave though. Okay, so this is wave 70, which means that your next wave is going to be a challenge. It's going to be the one that kills you. Yeah, I think that's your problem, is that, like from earlier, when you stated, you said that you have a problem with feeling like you're drifting in the air a lot. You are either spending your jackhammer to backblast into a dash to cancel your momentum, or you're hitting your jackhammer and just going straight up into the air. You want to be using your backblast a lot more creatively. Again, you can look down, you can backblast against a wall, you can backblast off the map, slam down into a rocket ride. You think of it this way. If you have the choice between backblasting into a slam or backblasting into a quick mount, both of those things use a dash, but one of them puts you in a way better position. You know what I mean? I mean, there are definitely times where you want to just dash to remain in the same place for the sake of iframes, but generally speaking, you want to always try to be in the best position you can be, and rocket riding and backblasts are some of the best ways you can do that. Alright, this is the one. This map sucks, first of all. Yeah, there's no easy way to fight the Mind Flayers in this map. Ooh. Yeah, you missed the saw. Nah, that's just unlucky. I don't know if you know, but you can use what's it called? The jump saw. Right click immediately upon swapping to it. You don't need to wait for it to draw. So whenever I'm like doing my combo, I can just immediately grapple onto an enemy like that. I saw you were trying to grapple onto the ferryman to get like the nail pop immediately. Definitely was the right play. I think you just lacked the urgency in doing so. Because if you even if you had, you know, like whatever, let me pull him out. Even if you had stuck it on and stuck off, the lightning still would have struck down and gotten conduction value, healed you, and gotten you a lot of style. Assuming that's what your plan was, feel free to just spam this shit whenever there's a ferryman nearby. Because remember, usually you're there for the proc of conduction. The 10 damage is kind of just like supplementary. Yo, Brock, how's life going? It's good. We had a gas leak scare a little bit ago earlier today, but I'm doing okay. Yeah, but we're fine. Oh my god. You gotta leave. House for some number 3. Okay. But yeah, that's what I would suggest. From the top, try to control your jackhammer backblasts when it comes to using stamina or using anything to try to negate your momentum. As well, feel more comfortable with slamming back down to the map frequently so that you can get into a position where, number 1, you enable your jackhammers in doing so. Number 2, you avoid enemies that can see you when you're up in the sky like that. Number 3, you put yourself in a place where you can be next to the map when you need to be. Like when those sentries were all up a couple waves ago. I don't know when it was, but you know what I'm talking about. When all those sentries are there, you definitely want to be on the side of the map to cancel all of them. They're all going to get up and have to reposition somewhere before they ground themselves again. So you do want to aim for that. Connect the jumpstart cable on a ferryman when their lightning goes, pops conductor, but a coin in the way of the cable cut. This is true, though highly impractical in a lot of situations. But yeah, other than that, I think you were just nervous, and a lot of your execution and things was, you know, just a consequence of being uncomfortable in waves this high. The way you tried to deal with these threats here, I felt very impressed with. You did the right thing by trying to come to this little alcove here. You could fight on top up there if you get like a nice conduction proc, but down here, when you know it's just like, you know, an insert and some mind flayers, this is a good place to be, I would say. All the mind flayers are forced to teleport right here. Right here. And this insert is just like easy melee fodder when you're pumping conduction into him. And that's dealing like at the very least like 3 damage to all the mind flayers around you. And if you add coins, magnets, that can be 6, that can be 12 damage to all the mind flayers around you. I'll definitely use that information when I beat IRL P3 university entrance exams. Yeah. Hey, my friend's been through the ringer with exams as well. But yeah, that's my review of your game, Lemmy. I hope you enjoyed. Join Discord. Awesome. Yeah, for those who don't know, you can submit stuff in the Discord, in my Discord server. So feel free to join. Link is in the description. Hello, Lexa. I just saw you type in the thing. I'll attempt to run right now. Awesome. I wish you luck. Practice backblasting downwards, by the way. You should practice that. Or slamming during your hit stop. Because that will also send you right downwards. Those are all the runners. Yes. Good luck. Good night, Echo Wrecker. All right. Let's see. Should we do another? Let's do another, and then I want to open up a conversation. Depending on how many people are here. Let's see. Who do I like a lot? Uh, oh my gosh. I feel a real tightness in my chest right now. Very uncomfortable. What did you guys want to see? For like, do you want to see another Cybergrind review? I have another idea as well. If so, if you guys want to see another Cybergrind review, what like wave area would you guys want to see me watch? If you ranked P2 the other day, congrats. Do mine. Highest status. Nitro cool. Is that your username in the server? Are you Nitrum? Yeah, you're Nitrum. Got it. I think I found yours. Uh, is it 30 to 67? Weighs 80 to 90 because why not? What's your other idea though? I was thinking I might bust out the weapon tier list again, but I can do that after this. That or I have another idea I've been thinking about. Oh wow, oh, we're just getting right into it. Holy. Is this it? That or I'm doing like I'm planning a video out where I do like I'm assembling different ULTRAKILL loadouts. And well, I'm also gonna do the weapon tier list loadout. The weapon tier list video at some point. But I'm also thinking about doing a video with what's it called? I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, like a bunch of like different playstyles, trying to assemble loadouts comprised of different people's playstyles in the Cybergrind. I'd have to explain it better, but I guess I'll go into that after this. But yeah, let's watch this. This is sent in by Nitrum, one of my hello. One of my Discordians. You didn't exactly follow the submission process, but it's okay because it's only 4 minutes long. I don't mind. Lucas Dumlol, hello. Just so you know, Nitrum, there is a submission. What's it called? There's the other submission too. Where's that? Can you ping me in where the other submission is? Wave 194 max? You got to wave 194? Oh, geez. Let me see this. Oh, man. Yeah, this is true high-level Cybergrind gameplay, by the way, guys. Yeah, I will say, I'm not here to critique gameplay like this, because honestly, we all know, well, you and I know what you're doing. You're just, you know, spamming explosions and nails for conduction, just, you know, to kill as many enemies as possible while they all kill each other. So many enemies have all died from just killing each other. This is high-level Cybergrind, by the way, guys. It's not exciting. It's really not exciting. You just sit on the side of the map and let Maurice and Gutterman kill everyone. Don't worry about this. I think... I don't know. What do you think you need help with? Can I ask that? Yeah, it is. Tell me, what do you want me to review? Because like I'm mainly interested in reviewing people's gameplay whose like PB is less than 100. Yes, wave 70 to 90 is harder than wave like 100. I wouldn't say wave 100 to 500. Wave 100 to like 200. Yeah, wave 70 to 90 is easier then. Think about you explaining this stuff done on these waves. These ones, the one in this video or the one in the other video? P2 is going to be lag from my device, true. Or it starts at wave 100? Maybe. Well, let me see this. You are no true jackhammer user. Spamming all these red gauges and shit. Nah, I'm messing with you though. Yeah, I would say, just very briefly, for the sake of your computer and you maybe getting a higher PB, if you're interested in beating 194, obviously, because that's like, you're going to have to play Cybergrind for another 2 hours to get to that point. But, yeah, if you try to do that again, you don't have to record it at all. Unless you want to. Don't do it for my sake, at least, because I think you're better off trying to salvage your computer, if that's possible. I did a weapon tier this like 4 months ago and put the Sawed on Jackhammer in like 3rd place and alt jumpstart in the 26th. Really? I think they're like next to each other, to tell you the truth. Yeah, let me see this. This is kind of like how I play, I'd say. I don't run triple nail gun though. I don't understand the appeal of triple nail gun. Let's skip this. Playing really weird. See a harder wave. Give me mind flares or give me death. There we are. Oh, you're doing what you're supposed to against mind flares. Spamming KV like a true top 100 player. Wow, you grappled onto the ball. And for the most part, you do play a lot like me. Yeah, I don't really have much to say. When you make some mistakes here and there, but you know, we all do. Yeah, you don't even use your jump start. Hardly ever do. I will say if there's anything to critique is that, yeah, I don't know. I just don't think triple nail gun's the way to go. That's the only thing I have a problem with. That everything else with the way you're playing is great, though. I feel. Oh, more people joining. Awesome. Alright, now let's get this weapon tier list out here. This is what I have so far. I love the nails, I can't lie. Yeah, I don't know, I mean, you like the nails, but I just don't see you using it a lot, you know? You use it for, like, you know, E-rail, which is good, but then you don't use jumpstart. Especially because I don't use jumpstart that much. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like a build so focused on, like, nail output needs to be spamming conduction, because otherwise it's just not good. Nail damage is either 5.2 DPS or 4.6 DPS, unless you're using the overheat, which has the best DPS and nails per second. Jumpstart is my second pocket nuke. Yeah, I know, but you just, in like the 4 or 5 waves I saw, you use the jumpstart effectively like once. You know what I mean? That's why I don't like triple nail. I've seen the gameplay with a good open map, I use both the conductions. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, what do you guys think of this? Need some opinions. Get KB with the other arms? I disagree. It's very good at the few things it does, but that doesn't make it as good as the other arms. I don't know. I think it's just simply inferior to the other two. Not to say KB is bad, it's extremely good. It's just that the other two are literally integral to the way the game is played. So KB and the KB, you know, it's just it could be anything else. For the main campaign? What do you mean, like a non-Cybergrind tier list? I'm not interested in that, to tell you the truth. I don't know. The main campaign is so easy. All these weapons are S tier in the main campaign. You know, like Mayo tier, fucking. that kind of thing. Are there any use cases for the piercers and if I find myself using them? Realistically, there's one use case maybe, which is like a slab coin combo with the slab piercer. But there's no realistic use case for any of these, to tell you the truth. I don't even know. I don't feel super good about putting the alt piercer here. It's just kind of like 5 damage hit scan from any range is convenient. It's not fantastic, but it's convenient, you know? I don't know. I feel like the only thing I'm willing to do is this. This is it. Does this look better? Yeah, it's just so dumb that this weapon is just like a use this thing once every 16 seconds kind of weapon. It's so lame. I think I overhate it because nukes are good. It's just like, you know, this weapon is just this but better. That doesn't mean this can't do the things that you want to do with it with a nuke, but like, I don't know, this is just not it. Hello, Alfie B. We're looking over a tier list right now. You think so? I mean, I kind of think so too. You don't. I don't think you used it at all in your gameplay. I genuinely want to knock it down here, but top players keep convincing me that it's not below Screwdriver. I just feel like the Malrail is such like a convenience weapon, you know? It's not like a I do this thing insanely well kind of weapon. It kills all the Maurices in the map and all the schisms. Good for you. I don't care that they're dead, you know? They just give me a lot of style. That's the only reason you're using it. You're getting 13 damage to everything like 2 feet away from you. Everything else takes 8 and 4, and that's like nothing, I feel. Compare that to this. You get 8 damage in a straight beam, doesn't matter the distance, doesn't matter your proximity, and you get a shitload of damage from conduction. And with the amount of enemies there are in higher level Cybergrind, if you pepper like, you know, say 8 or 9 enemies with nails, that's a, what is that? That's 8 plus 2 plus 4 times 0.5. That's 14 damage to every enemy you hit with your pierce, 6 damage explosions that spray out everywhere, so they don't have an explosion damage fall off, which is great. And then you can add coins for an extra 6 damage. You can add magnets for an extra 3 damage. Conduction's way better than nukes, I feel. I feel like this is right. Jackhammer just does what it does, but more spammable. Yeah. I think the chainsaw a lot for some reason. I mean, both the chainsaws I feel like are mostly equal to one another. I'd say they belong in the same tier. They're not crazy crazy, but they're really good when you shine with them. Do you know how to do Earth Mover rocket clip thingy? I don't care to learn the crazy speedrunning techniques, to tell you the truth. Not for me. I just like playing the game regularly. My favorite thing about the game is the unique enemy interactions with weapons. That is one of my favorite things. And then how enemies in their positions relating to one another affect you as a player trying to kill them. That is also incredibly interesting to me. I don't care about, oh wow, you can lobotomize the Earth Mover by triggering the boss fight and getting the lasers to kill his brain. You know what I mean? That stuff is kind of boring to me. Same with advanced coin mechanics. At a certain point, it's just convoluted. Coins are mainly good for E-rail combos. On top of conduction, you can, if you spam all 4 coins, you get fucking 6 damage immediately, just crapped out in the matter of like 10 frames. No, shotgun glazers will swear down that the CE shotgun is worth something. I just don't know. I think the nail gun is way too low. I don't know. I think even I disagree with that. Consistent at least. It's so bad. It is just a worse version of the other 2 nail guns. The only thing it has over the other 2 nail guns is the fact that it deals 0.6 more damage per second, but at the same nail per second output as the other 2. I just don't see the appeal. Yeah, like I don't want to learn some aerial rail coin whip rail ass punch to do something I can do with basic weapons. Yeah. I mean, hey, if you one-shot an insert, good for you. You know what I mean? But I just don't care for it. If you knuckle blast the core of the shotgun, you get a worse version of the blue jackhammer. At least it tries to mimic the goat weapon, which you can't even do on its own. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe I should try to rethink how this tier list looks. Cause like realistically, this is Here. Maybe consider this. Consider this. Would you be happy with this placement? It's accurate, but who cares that it's accurate? You know what I mean? The higher the wave you go, you don't care about accuracy. First of all, you have magnets. You know what I mean? You got magnets. You want to spray more enemies than less, because every nail only adds 0.0666 damage per stack. The only nail that matters is the one nail that touches an enemy, because the one nail, the first conduction thing that procs conduction, the first enemy that procs conduction deals 2 damage, and every subsequent enemy in the conduction chain adds 0.5 damage to the conduction bomb if they have 1 nail in them. So to me, it seems like the overheat nail gun is just superior, the superior nail gun in like every way. I mean, I dare to even put this up here. It's so goated. Surfing the overheat is horrible for virtues. I don't know about that. I mean, like, if you're trying to kill a virtue with a nail gun, that first of all, that takes you like 3 seconds to do. Poor fella. Like, let me get the blue nail gun out. I'll even put on no weapon cooldown. Radiance, enable health bar. Boom. Right? Right? Like, that's nothing. You know what I mean? Granted, I missed a lot, but like, how easy is it gonna be to hit a virtue like this? Pardon me. Like, I get it's convenient, but also just like, you know what I mean? And then maybe, I don't know. Maybe. Because I can see that being a thing, like, you're this far away, and then you do that. But if you focus all of your shit on killing a virtue, hold on. And it's like, what do you do with your magnets? You know what I mean? You just expend it on him. The magnet goes away after you kill him. So then you can't focus on conduction. You only get 25% damage increase on them. I mean, okay, if some people find a use, then I think this is good. This is how this list should look. You know what I mean? This is fine. Virtues first, then conduction. I mean, yeah, you could argue that, but also, I don't know, just jackhammer, right? It's like, why would you spend the time when you can just jackhammer? Literally half the time you can kill a virtue with a whip hop and a knuckle blast. Like in half the time you can just do that. You get no whiplash punishment. Sure, you get blasted back a bit, but you get, you know, get your heal, you get your juice. No, I mean, I think if you listen to everyone, it won't necessarily be contradictory. The goal, that's why I've sort of measured this in a certain way. The goal is to encompass what how effective a weapon is at what it does, not only, and also how often are you able to use it in that effective way. You know what I mean? That's why both the pierces are down here. Theoretically, it's nice to have 5 damage from anywhere on the map, but there's almost no times when you need 5 damage from anywhere across the map. You know what I mean? Theoretically, you can hit a split coin on a coin. I know you get it now. I'm just explaining this for explaining's sake. Not to like drill this into you, but like you can hit a coin with a slab piercer, whatever. You get 12.25 damage. It's like I could just pull out my jackhammer. That's crazy. I think I'm a lot more comfortable with this list. This looks good. Fair enough, this is your stream. Explain what you want, bro. I mean, yeah, but, you know, I'm not here to domineer everyone's opinions. I'm here to, you know, argue and debate and get to the bottom of this stuff. Makes sense. Yeah. I feel like... I don't know. If I were... Obviously, there's the bias tier, which is just like my favorite weapon in the game. If I were to actually accurately rate this, I would probably put it here. I think it's slightly better than the overpump shotgun. Damn it, people talk numbers. What do you mean? Like, I think it's in this tier anyway. I'm just putting it up here because I really like it. I'm giving it a throne of its own. It's my favorite weapon in the game. Specifically the pump charge jackhammer. Jack shots. I love me some jack shots. Where you at, fool? Love me my jack shots. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh, 100111010. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Information installed. Obliteration. Um, One of the top cybergrinders convinced me that the slabs, the sharpshooters belong here. I kind of agree. I feel like in a lot of scenarios, not a lot of scenarios, but some scenarios, this is kind of the best weapon you can pull out for its short like span. Um, like if you find yourself, for instance, like in a hallway corridor and there's enemies lined up here, literally the best weapon you can have is a sharpshooter. You know what I mean? But that opportunity will not always come. So this weapon always has to be on the back burner during that time. Like sharpshooter, yeah, it's good against prison, but I can't do that at the moment. Yeah, nor can I. The one arena with the one. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple arenas with like really good hallways that you can just get like a sweet lineup with. On top of that, I really like being able to destroy projectiles. Fraud hallway. And I think this weapon's kind of buns. I don't know, I think it'd be a lot better. I don't know if you guys know this, but I don't know if you guys know this, but you get double damage from a flaming saw. If what's it called? What am I trying to say? If you punch it, you get double damage briefly. And the cannonball also is just incredible. The fact that you can stun and insert is a whole nother level. That's too niche. Yeah, it's way too niche. Like, it's the only thing that would make this weapon good, and it's just not enough. You pump the shotgun in middle of the hit stop. How can you charge the jackhammer so fast while doing jack shots? Yeah. So, basically, you see how I have 0 pumps on my jackhammer? When I go and enter hit stop, I can add a pump to the jackhammer and cause an explosion. So every time I do that, that's adding 3.5 damage to every single hammer hit I do with this weapon, which means all of my yellow gauges do 9.5 damage instead of 6. Every single one of them. It's the most consistent weapon with the least variables ever, and it's insane. Yeah, this tier list is about Cybergrind only. Mostly oriented around brutal, though it's probably flexible for the most part in like violent. Yeah, any objections? I feel like this is really good. How'd you get that numbers status? Yeah, the explosion does 7 damage. I believe. Okay, that's 10 damage. And then if I want to do that plus 1, 2, 3, yep, 10 damage. Why is he sliding? Hello, parasitic host. Let me show you what we're doing before I continue screwing around in the sandbox. Yeah, you do 13.5. Objections. I just spam random shit until all enemies die. That's fair. Can't argue with that. No, I don't want a VC. How do you know how much damage that dealt? Because gutter tanks have 23 health. And all I really did was just... Let me crank the numbers, really. I don't know why this guy's over here. I know that a max hit does 10 damage. Because this virtue should have 5 health left. Boom. Boom. 2.5, 2.5. So that's math. Just join when we're reviewing Seiji. We already did 2 reviews. But for now, we're just kind of looking at this. My magnum opus that I'm crafting for a video. I've been working on this for a hot minute now. Yeah. It's a good tier list? I would say so too. No, I said Noah status. Wouldn't default sharpshooter be better because it's 3 Maurice one-shots? Y'all's niche. Well, y'all can be niche, but also the, you know... Hold on. Y'all can be niche, but also the ult can, you know... do some funny stuff. If you're in a narrow corridor and a high-level Cybergrind, this is literally the best thing you can do. That just did like, I don't even know, like 80 damage? More than that? 90? 100? One of the best things you can do. Obviously it's on 8-second cooldown, but personally I prefer projectile destruction, to tell you the truth. So that's why I prefer this one. For me, the only things bothering me are the nail gun placement and the KB, but that's a personal part of the tier list. Tell me, I want to hear your Knuckle Blaster arguments, because I'm not convinced about this yet. I don't think I ever will be. But the Knuckle Blaster, I gotta hear, like, what's the crazy Knuckle Blaster thing? Because I gotta remember, the Jackhammer is like half a Knuckle Blaster. Like, lots of things that the Knuckle Blaster can do, the Jackhammer can do. And specifically the Pump Charge Jackhammer can do. Like, for instance... Right? I mean, that's something you can do with the Knuckle Blaster that the Jackhammer does better to some degree. Then you've got this. Take out all those idols with one. I don't know why they didn't die at first. There you go. One hit stop pump and you get rid of everything next to you. You don't have to do this, which has a delay to it. And if something's shooting you from behind, you don't have to do a punch and risk missing. Go to Costco now? Alright, see ya. Wish my PC could handle 60 play blows normally. I fall unable to move during conduction. That's fair. So good at getting health from Gutterman and doing that while you hold the nail gun for conduction. Yeah, but it's just like, why do that when you could just... Okay, I wasn't supposed to do that. Also, you can red gauge on an idol to break it. And it won't put it on cooldown. Yeah, you can just do this. And now everything, literally everything, has been touched with nails. That's 62 nails per second right there. You don't need the blue nail gun. If you care so much about conduction, this is your weapon. Not only is this heating, it's setting all of the husks on fire to the point where they're taking 50% extra damage from your conduction combo. But, you know, now you have nails on the board. And a lot of them. And you can just also spam it to divert projectiles from Maurice. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, any explosion weapon can do that too. I mean, like, you know, okay, I'm bad at FUPs, but FUPs, you know, FUPs are good for that. Just anything like attacking you, period, will explode. I was gonna show nukes, but I don't have the Mal Rail, but nukes as well. Anything you can think of, the Knuckle Blaster can do. Knuckle Blaster is convenient because it's an arm, but also it does take 1.5 arm exhaustion, which is just absolutely horrendous. The moment you use a KB, you can't parry. It's not possible. I don't know, it just, I think it has too many drawbacks, to tell you the truth. That's why it's an arm, you do that while setting up other stuff. Yeah, I mean, again, like, it's in a really high tier, you know? This is really good. Before I go, what's the thing where you explode around you but dash, but you use a normal rocket to explode? I don't know what it's called. So it's called a FUP, or a FUP, Frozen Unfriendly Pull. Basically what you're doing is you're airborne and whiplashing a rocket into yourself to cause a red explosion, so 7 damage. But additionally, if you freeze the rocket, it will increase the radius of the explosion. So if I... Here, really? See that? And then that is a lot smaller. Any advantages? Let's use the shotgun instead of the jackhammer. There is one shotgun that actually has genuine advantages, and it is this one. Let me see if I can do it correctly on the first try. Yeah. See that? Double boosts. Triple boosts. And on top of that, you can do melee P boosts. Melee P boosts are really good. You've just got a lot of tech when it comes to this weapon. Thanks, man. Have a good day. You too. Yeah, double P boosts are really sick. And it's only really possible with this weapon, by the way. Because, god damn it, I keep spawning this virtue. Only really possible with this shotgun because of your arm exhaustion. Right? You can't... You can only do a double P boosts. Because you're limited by 2 punches with your arm exhaustion. But if you add this, you can do a lot more consecutively. I just did 3 there. I can't believe how sassy Brocklight is for finding all of that tech. You should listen to him. I did, quote-unquote, find the triple, quadruple P-boost thing on my own, but finding out that it was a part of the public conscious, well, kind of like a semi-public conscious, like a VIP conscious, was definitely very interesting, because it definitely should be used more. I will glaze this weapon. It definitely deserves to be... It deserves to share a seat with the jackhammer, I think. It's so funny that this saw is one of the best weapons of the game. Yeah. Infinite Pierce, a lot of blood gain, a lot of damage. It's very good. It's very good. Is it anything game-breaking in the Cybergrind? Potentially. But it's very hard to control that. I feel like. With how irregular a lot of the surfaces are on the Cybergrind, it's hard to predict where the chainsaw will go. And since it has its own isolated, like, hit slow from piercing many times, you can't easily judge when it's going to come back to your face after it pierces through an enemy. Because what if it pierces through 3 and then pierces through 2 on the way back? You can't judge when you're going to punch it. It's just complicated. But you can definitely get a lot of value on the send out, like 4.5 damage, plus a double boost, for instance. Minimum, you're getting, what is that, 11.5 damage? 11.5 damage, yeah. Theoretically, Handy Boy, you can get a melee P boost as a part of a double boost, right? So theoretically, you could get like 14.25 damage maximum if you play your cards right. Maybe even more than that. No, I think that's it. But unless you get a triple boost with perfect collision. Let's go near 10 health and just pop it back up. True. But yeah, I mean, I'd say this is a really good tier list. And actually, Handy Boy, I'd like to know your opinion on this. Sort of not really allowed, not really possible. Yeah, not realistically possible. I'm sure it's like, you know, some fucking... Oh, wait, no, it's not possible, is it? Actually, no, that makes a lot of sense. It wouldn't be. Because it's the same projectiles from the first shot. So, technically, you've already failed the melee P boost. Yeah, never mind. So, the maximum damage you can get with a triple boost is 14 damage, but... No, sorry, 15 damage with a triple boost. Which is really good. Can't get that on a Virtue because it's not big enough, but it's still cool. Do that on an Insert, no problem. Cerberus, no problem. Gutter Tank, no problem. Gutterman, no problem. At work, can't. Can't what? Give an opinion? Well, alright, it's fine. Whatever. Just looking this over again. I don't see any problems with this. I don't know, I just feel like Malrail being this low is a shocker. Are you gonna review my Cybergrind after this? All right, I'll do you. It'll be the last one I do though. I probably wrap this up. What is your username in the server? Is it parasitic? Parasite? Got it. This is a long one, jeez. All right. Dramatic title. Wave 47 to 81. Brutal Ultra Kill, new PB, yay, awesome. Video info, I had to take a piss at 5:31 to 8:39. Video pauses there, cool. Juicy Jack shots times 6 at 32:20. You have about 266 hours in the game. Microphone on, no. Mods used, yes. Ultra cooldown info. Cybergrind enemy icons and health bars. Would you like to be anonymous in the video? No. Are you jacking my acolyte? Fuck yes, best weapon in the game. God bless. No copyrighted music was played, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna pray. How good is 67 wave and standard CG? It's pretty good. You kind of understand. I'd say that at that rate, you're understanding like the fundamentals of like enemy dynamics in like certain positioning. But in standard, there's no real urgency to learn certain weapon techniques. Okay, good to see you streaming again. Good to see you here. I'm doing one more Cybergrind review. And then I do want to close out the conversation with the weapon tier list. Here's a little weapon tier list flash. And we're going right back. All right, so this is Parasite. It's Parasiticos from the chat currently. I guess we'll just start. I like the remix. Black rockets. God, all these health bars are so much. Pretty easy wave. Kind of doing what you're supposed to here, just chilling on the side. I want to see how you deal with the difficult enemies though. Skipping ahead. Okay, decent wave start. Alright, good conduction. We got no difficult enemies yet. Alright, let's see the difficult enemies. Come on. Idols. Yeah, priorities. Gotta work on priorities here. Nice double parry. So you have a bind for arm swaps. Sick. I do like this piano remix. Yeah, I think playing on violent is next to improving. I agree. He's a modding final boss. I couldn't imagine playing with all the stuff on screen. It just gets so distracting, but everyone plays differently. This remix is fine. Yes, it is. An attempted fup. Oof, missing the Death Star. Very bad there. Very good slide. Got the most out of that slide just then. The insert wasn't particularly threatening to you. You know what you had to do. Yeah, it was a pretty easy wave. We'll say you do like hitting red gauge a lot. That or, yeah, maybe it's just the end of the wave. Is it P time? No, not P time yet. Arm swap. So I'll explain this real quick. Some people, they'll pick a certain bind to be able to swap their arms, right? If you look in next to my health bar. So what you can do is if you use an arm, you can swap off of it using the arm swap function to cancel the animation, which can allow you to do like quick things like double punches or like get off of a knuckle blaster cooldown to quickly punch again. So that's what I'm referring to. I've been practicing the grapple hopping and it's definitely been helping me not hit red gauge so much. Awesome. I'm really glad. I love whip hopping so much. Try not to hit a lot of red gauge, it just unintentionally happens. I understand. I want to employ some techniques like whip hopping then. Literally what we're talking about right now, so. My latest video is about whip hopping, and it is very good at teaching you how not to hit red gauge consistently. And also avoiding to give you hard damage. Waiting for the virtues and the sentries and the mind flames to spawn in. Yeah, because this is an easy wave. Don't doubt you can do this. This is nothing. I will say that you don't really have... Sometimes you do have a sense of urgency with proc and conduction, and sometimes it seems like you give up. I think you're better off... you should definitely... First of all, it's a big risk putting a conduction... a jumpstart cord on a Maurice, because they're up in the air. You definitely want to put it on one of those Guttermen instead. Also, fun bonus, if one of the Maurices targets the Gutterman because they're on the other side of you, you get a free proc because he just melts the Gutterman. So you definitely would have wanted to prefer a cord on the Gutterman. Is it P time? It's P time. And the way you use oil is definitely interesting. There's a lot to be desired. Though I will watch the rest of this to see if it's worth criticizing. Not just a fluke. Nice. I love that little, what's it called? The ground slam, just to get a little bit lower. Yeah, you don't seem to, also very funny, you don't seem to use your oil very much. It's nice that you like to spread it around, but you get yourself into this position where you spread it around and then you kind of realize that like the map as it's generating is spreading your oil apart. So you don't have a good way of getting it. You want to be a lot more chaotic with how you're spreading your oil. Like, let me show you what you're doing versus what I think you should be doing. This is what you are doing. Like, you're like tracing. You should just be doing this. Like getting like a nice like globby area. Because that'll hit everything right here. You know what I mean? Instead of just hitting this. Which, if, you know, there's swords machines walking down this area, they're not going to walk through the fire. But if they're here, swords machines they get forced to walk through the fire. You know what I mean? To get to you. Nice. It's funny. So you do know how to do the easy hideous mass kill with neuron activator. Very nice. Okay. I like the use of the nails. Yeah, you kind of just forget about it. I mean, to be fair, you can at certain points, at high enough levels, but like, I don't know. You don't use the oil to your advantage. It's just kind of there for if it gets value instead of insisting upon its value. Yeah, same deal again. Here, when it comes to oil, like if I know that enemies have to come up these stairs to get over here, I definitely want to put oil going this way, right? Because they have to come up this way. Now, if I put a swords machine down here, how does he get to me, right? He has to walk through the fire to get to me. Okay, well, I fucked it up, but you get the picture, right? No, he has to go this way, and in doing so, he has to walk through the fire to get to me. You can do the same here, just putting oil down that way. Now, what does the swords machine have to do? He has to walk through all the fire to get to me. You know what I mean? You're kind of just doing this thing where you put the fire here, and then walk enemies through it. And in doing so, he only gets like 1 or 2 damage ticks. So you get a lot less value. Like here, you do that right there, where you just put it in this big globule. Light enemies are just walking around it, funnily enough. And the slow enemies are going to get caught. If you put it in this little bridge area here, you can get a lot more value, because these light enemies are sitting in this area. And you can get like multi-kill and fried and shit like that for style bonuses. Plus annoyed butt slap Cerber. I do respect the neuron activator loadout though. Very nice. Alright, let's see it. Screwdriver. Decent. Gotta get this conduction proc. Oof. Too little, too late. But it's alright. Yeah, you just space and poke them. Yep, you already know. Ooh, okay, wow. Alright. Definitely should have saved that rail cannon for the radium one. You're fine though. It wasn't anything crazy aside from those virtues. Last wave is done. Let's see how you deal with these hideous masses. Oof, that's really sad. Oh no. Good, so you know how to get out. You do only need a Knuckle Blaster and a Feedbacker, but maybe that was just a fluke. To break out of a chain. FYI. Yeah, you don't want to... Ooh, okay. Definitely something you don't want to do. No matter how enticing it is with there being a Gutterman there, when you know there was previously an enraged hideous mass, you don't want to stick around in this area. This is bad news bears. Sticking around in an area with a previously enraged hideous mass, even after you kill him, is not a good idea because you have those enormous mortars that are not only seeking you in its quadrant. That landed right behind you. Luckily, it didn't hit you, but those deal 60 damage. They deal 60 damage if they hit you closely, and if they're, you know, barely proximal, they hit you for 40 anyway. And that's devastating. One of the highest attacking attacks in the game. A little bit better oil here. Yeah, this is a pretty easy wave. Not terribly concerned. Oh jeez. Oh, he missed the screwdriver. Okay, you should be in this little corner here. This is the right play. Nice. Very nicely done. As a man without a screwdriver, you played that very well. You gotta go up at some point. Nice. Always safe to kill these Maurices at the top of this structure. Didn't know they track you even in Brutal. Yeah, they do track you. The mortar projectiles. The more you know, indeed. Nice. Yeah, you like conduction. Getting really good value from your conductive weapons here. You're just fucking around at this point. Ooh, that was cool. I don't even know if that worked. If it did, that was sick. easy. What is this? More mind flayers, more insers. Ah, this fell off the map. He's barely damaged for any. What specific one are you referring to? Yeah, look, like now you're just getting no fire starter value. The one gutter tank sitting in the fire is giving you all that value. This turned a coin. Yeah, I figured. Oh man. Yeah, you're playing this as you should. I'm curious to know how you die. God, it's so hard to tell what's going on. We're back to the beginning of the playlist, I think. That air's shuffled. Are you panicking? Might be. Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but you can punch stalkers off the map or ground slam them into the air or use a rocket to knock them up. If you are in this position, you can shoot a rocket to push him up into the air for an extended period of time or slam down next to him and then, you know, do a slide jump maybe, I don't know. You can also come over here and KB him off the map, then destroy the idol, because the idol will remain attached to him for as long as he's alive until he fully plummets. So the idol won't boon another enemy while he's falling. Damn good insight. Happy to supply. Okay, bunch of insers. Yeah, just mostly ignoring them as you should. Let the insers kill each other. Yep, check that out. All that damage from just letting them jump on top of each other. And you just have a radiant one. Nice. That was good. Did as you should. Oh wow. Jack shots, yes. That was wonderful. That made me very happy. Hello, Isaac. Wild. Yeah, Jack shots on the paralyzed insert is crazy. You got this, man. You gotta shoot the rocket. You gotta land on it. Yeah, use rockets a lot. I do too. I respect it. Yes, you will pull oil from the enemies. You could borrow from the rockets. It will work. Promise you. Okay, so 4 more waves. Is this your PB? You got the blood pumping, I imagine. Don't freak out. Skipping the songs. Tend to use the oil with the rockets a lot and just mix it in there. Super satisfying. Me too. I like using the oils right before shooting the rocket with the quarter second swap time. Those PB nerves can be absolutely brutal. They can be. Nice. Probably would have done the same thing myself, to tell you the truth. Dude, you gotta pretty, I was about to say. $79. Anything bad? This isn't a difficult one that I'm probably skipping. Yeah, it's just pretty easy. Not even enemies on the pedestals, it's just one. It's Maurice. Oh, okay, this is the evil map. Is he smart? Yep, seems to be playing within his boundaries. Alright. Final wave coming up. Alright, oh dear. I see it all. Oh wow, you should have died there. You got bailed out. Jeez, very tricky position to be in. Okay, you missed that cannon boost somehow. Very risky to do. Oh, wow. Through the insert's head is crazy. The chud. Missed the real cannon? Did I miss that? Yeah, you did. You didn't get the conduction proc until after. And then, I mean, you had it here, yeah, and you did it. It's very sad from then on out. Yeah. So I would definitely suggest focusing on oil. Oil is definitely one of the biggest things that you have a problem with, like putting it in good positions. You can obviously do like the lazy thing where you just shoot it up in the air with a little bit of deviation and let that land on the floor. I like the way you engage mind flayers and insers. You should definitely be ignoring insers when there are like threats that can just be stomped on that are slow. Like gutter tanks, Serbs, hideous masses. Um, Definitely enemies like that. Don't forget when it comes to stalkers, especially when they're idled, you can punch them. They're gonna become radiant. They're gonna have a lot of health. Um, you're gonna want to knock them into the air as much as possible because that is their greatest weakness. Imagine if a stalker was in this map, it would be genuine hell. Aside from the fact that you're already nervous from beating your PB, hey, you do get to start on wave 40 though. Really nice. Um, Jackhammer gameplay was good. I was a fan of how you were using your back blasts. Um, yeah, I think at the end of the day, just focus a lot on making sure you land your rail cannons, making sure you use your oil and crowd control correctly, and then also make sure you understand how to counter enemies like stalkers a little bit better. And by the way, remember that you can use the jackhammer to destroy idols. Specifically, the pump charge jackhammer is really good against idols because the pump explosion can destroy idols. If you're ever approaching an idol like that and you don't feel confident that you can destroy it because of how many enemies are around, either knocking you away from your KB or shooting projectiles at you so your feedback your parry is the wrong thing, definitely bring out the jackhammer, pump charge jackhammer specifically. You're gonna want it. Yeah, so those are my suggestions currently. I like your music, by the way. Your music taste, piano. Very interesting choice for ULTRAKILL, but I like it. Yeah, no problem, dude. Let me quickly react to your thing. So I know I did it. There you go. Yeah, that's that. Anyway, I want to give you guys one good look at this because I'm gonna go soon. I'm feeling very tired right now. What should I have done better the wave I died in specifically? Honestly, I think this is weird because like you could see the Maurice shooting you from the left side when you're approaching the insert. You always got to anticipate that Maurice is going to shoot you no matter how he sees you. So I probably would have like spam parried in that moment. But also you did miss like two rail like critical rail cannons. So it was also due to misfortune for the most part. Um yeah, I would say just always be mindful of Maurice. Remember that like your position if you're up against a wall, one Maurice with a beam will always be able to hit you with 50 damage, and that's way too much. So there are a lot of reasons why you should be very aware of Maurice. Can't go wrong with this list, really. I agree. Um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna develop this a little bit more. Maybe I'll make a video about it. I don't know. I'm very tired right now. I'm like struggling to keep my eyes open. Um, this has been a fun stream. Wish I could have done it for a little bit longer. Oh, geez, everyone's typing. Should have targeted the Maurice in that way first. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you should always be aware that they're going to be firing projectiles because they were probably integral in killing those mind flayers. I can't lie. Um, it's just that when you know it's like Insers and Maurices, I would probably target the Maurices first. To tell you the truth, because like one Inser alone is like a lot easier to deal with when you're not having like two Maurices that are hounding you. Because remember, the Maurices, they can't deal friendly fire damage to insurrectionists. So yeah, Yellow Arm Niche calling it right now. Probably yeah. What is better to do in waves like that? Instantly put screwdriver in or screwdriver first, I would say. Anyway, yeah, no, it's been good. It's been fun. If you guys want to join the Discord, those of you who aren't in the Discord link is in the description right now. So go check us out, join us. It's fun out there. You can submit your own Cybergrind gameplay in the submission channel. Make sure you're following the submission guidelines. And yeah, that's all I got to say. It's been fun. See you guys later. Take it easy. Have a good day and night. Bye-bye.